Automation experts called me an idiot for building a SaaS around Chrome extensions instead of focusing on real automations. 6 weeks later, and I have 5 businesses paying me $9.97 a month each for this. And now those same experts are sliding into my DMs asking me how I did this. This extension does a couple of things most people did not even think of. It can find leads on any website and then automatically reach out to them with email, SMS, or even making an AI phone call to them. One click, complete automation. The automation gurus will tell you this stuff does not work because they're still stuck in selling $500 once-off setups. But here's what makes this different. This is powered by the latest in Grok 4, the latest from XAI that just dropped, and it uses N8N to deploy AI agents and connect with Go HighLevel as your CRM. While other people are building basic chatbots, I'm deploying AI products that actually bring in revenue. And here's what they're missing out. 2025, businesses don't want automations, they want complete AI products. Once you understand the shift, you can easily change and get up to $1,000 per month instead of fighting over scraps. Sounds complicated? It's not. In this video, I'm going to do a complete walkthrough from start to finish, and you'll be able to actually download this for free so you can start your own AI business or have this as a top-up SaaS product for you. I've been building IT systems for over 25 years, and I've helped thousands of businesses and also now teach this to my students. This Chrome extension is the next level, and SaaS products rather than simple automations is the way to go. This video, you're going to learn 3 things. First, the complete Chrome extension, and you'll get the full source code and you'll understand how N8N and workflows work. And thirdly, you'll have a different model and a different business approach on how to sell SaaS AI products that's complete and set up to build monthly revenue than just once-off scraps. So come with me. This video is going to be a lot of fun, and again, by the end you'll be able to download this completely for free and use it for yourself straight out the box. So just before I show you too much how this goes, these little AI assistants, co-pilots, Chrome extensions are so amazing because obviously it uses Chrome as the front end. This one really specifically uses Go HighLevel in the back end for your CRM, your management, your emails, your sending out texts, and having the contacts and full contact details in there. And it works really well. This one is really specific for me because it's got the website scanning capability. But hey, your client might not like this. But these are really cool as an upsell, and there's a really standalone SaaS just about as well if you can configure it and add more functions to it. So for example, this one works really well. So this is my main website, and within here I got the little tools in the top, and then we can scan the page for contact details and we'll find my contact details. We can scan it for SEO related things, and it will scan the website with the overall SEO scores, add some meta tags and stuff in here as well. But it's got a cool social media scanner as well. Now Julian over here, and what's really cool, by the way, about this one, it actually adopts the theme of the website in the back end. So you see how this is going to all purple because this is his main theme, and this is going to go blue gradient because that's mine. But Julian's got like a lot of social media links in it, so I can do the social media scan and we'll find all his other links within there too. So that's just a cool little functionality what I have in here. But let me show you how all the Go HighLevel stuff works. So for example, I'm in here, I'm in my CRM, and I'll just look myself up to make sure I'm not within here at all. I'll just delete it all, everything out. So I don't have anything in here. So what works really good in this example is, let's say for me, I'm scanning in for a website and I really like this website, and I do the scan function and I find my details, and now I want to start doing some contact related, add myself into the CRM, send a message, or even make that call. So obviously it works in here with our N8N in the back. So I'll hit the execute button in here. I'll just quickly show you in here, and I'm going to say, please add a contact. First name is Altus, last name is Snowman, phone number is +64 212 550 493, and email is this. and we can hit the send button in there, and we'll quickly go see what N8N does in the back end. Does this little fancy stuff. I've got this connected to OpenAI. I just tried the whole Grok one. We can switch over to Grok soon. And it goes over and creates a contact within our HighLevel CRM. And obviously we'll get the cool message in here. Say, hey, we've successfully connected them. And now when I look myself up, you can see that, hey, there I am in here. And when we click in there, you'll see there's no communication yet, right? So sweet, cool, we have that going. Hit this in here, execute again. Obviously you're going to have the main one executed all the time. It's going to say, okay, now send him an email. The subject is nice website. The content body is, I like your website and program. I would like to join your group. Let me know how. Hit that in there. And again, our little assistant should go in here, does its thing, thinks about, connects in here, it finds our actual contact details within our HighLevel, and then goes through and sends the email. And when we look in here, you'll see within HighLevel, it's now send the email. I just got the text in here, and let me bring up my little account in here, and my new email received just now, 0 seconds ago, like your website, sweet, in here. Awesome. So obviously it can do all your HighLevel functionalities, plus it can add a bunch of tools, whatever tools you want. Outlook, Sheets, and I got the call function is really, really cool. So watch this. So now give him a call. Relay the message that I have just sent him an email and that he should check it and get back to me. It's going to come through in here, hit the execute button, come back in here, and we're going to hit the send button through in here. And it's going to grab my phone. Hopefully it all happens really well the first time. Goes through in here, finds the contact details, goes out, makes the call, and here I go, getting the phone call. Hello, who's this?
Hello, this is Samantha, Altus's receptionist. Can I speak to Altus Simon?
Oh yeah, that's me speaking.
Hello, Altus. Altus wanted to leave you a message. I have just sent you an email. Please check it and get back to me.
Great, done. Right, how awesome is this? Cool AI assistant that always stays here. A little chat budget, a little co-pilot. You can minimize it, you can bring it back up if you want to. And now this actual functionality and connecting it to N8N means we can bring up anything within here that we want, all the other tools, all the other functionality that N8N has. It makes it so awesome. But the best part of this is the fact that it connects to all the Go HighLevel tools. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a bunch of cool MCP servers for HighLevel at the moment, and it can do a lot of these things, but I find that those MCP servers either have a lot of pre-made connections. So I think there's one with 90 odd endpoints, and it's really cool custom built MCP servers that you have to host somewhere else. This works a little bit better because it's obviously just built in the functionality that you want within here. And I'm going to show you how to add the SMS function soon in here. We're going to go through it, how to download this, start it all from the start. But it's just a different way of a different approach. It makes it a little bit user friendly. So I hope it makes sense. And the reason why we're doing this, HighLevel has brought out its own MCP server. However, that's limited as well, where you can view a lot of things, but there's not a lot of actions into it. And I'm sure they'll grow into it, but MCP servers are really making a big rise within what is trending at the moment. However, this just works a little bit better for me for the basics of things. So let's go now in the next couple of sections. What we're going to do, I'm going to show you how you can get this all for totally for free, how to import this, how to import the extension, how to set it up and going with HighLevel so it works with HighLevel, how to connect it to Grok, because hey, we all love Grok right now, and it's going to be the new cool thing. So we'll connect Grok within here. Grok 4 recently launched and dropped, so we're going to go through all that. And then I'm going to show you the workings behind it. So we're not going to build it out, but I'm going to go through every module so you understand it. So you'll be able to get it. And then if you just want to get it and use it, then that's fine. If you want to understand how it works, we'll go through all of that as well. And at the very end, I'll show you where you can download all of these things and just use it straight away. But you got to watch the end of the video, listen to me talk, and you're going to learn N8N, bit of extensions, and a bit about Go HighLevel's API calls and functions. So yeah, really hope this makes sense, and this is really exciting. So let's get into the next parts of this. All right, we'll start from the start as if you're going to download it, and obviously I'll show you where to download it at the very end, as if you would download and import it. But you're going to need a couple of things, right? So obviously you're going to need Go HighLevel. If you don't have a Go HighLevel account, just by the way, if you didn't figure this out before yet, when you join my awesome school community, you get unlimited HighLevel accounts. It's down to $97, and next week is going to go up to $127 a month probably, and we'll keep increasing it, but we'll keep it a small group. But you need a HighLevel account. You need a HighLevel account, and has an email system connected to it. Lots of videos about how to connect emails within HighLevel. And then you're also going to have obviously a phone system connected in HighLevel, because I'm going to show you how to do automated SMSs. So you can just say, hey, send this person an SMS message, so SMS, email, and phone call. Obviously, when you join my community, actually, I get you special discount. Look at those rates. Instead of the 88 cents, 008, you can actually get SMSs for 35. Really good integration, and I'll offer in there as well. So you're going to need HighLevel with a bunch of setups ready to go. Can't go through all of that in one video. Then you are also, the outbound call system is made in Retail AI. We'll look at that later, because I want to set up the basics. This is more of a high level function system in here. And you're going to need N8N. Obviously, N8N, again, you can go register for it. It's N8N.io. It is $26 a month. However, if you just come to YouTube, do yourself this favor. Come to YouTube, search at Al Cutman, me, N8N, $3. And I found a way, and I'm running it as well, how to run your own N8N system for $3 a month. Just gonna watch this come in, works really well. Okay, so need HighLevel, need N8N at the very least, and then we are going to have to use some sort of AI system. I'm going to use Grok for this one, so I'll disconnect this and we'll connect Grok into it. Now, Grok 4 just released, and all you have to do, again, come to Google. So all these things need API keys. Any one of the large language modules we're going to use in here, whether you want to use any of those, are going to need API keys. Google, you can still get your AI Studio 1 for free. OpenAI is platform.openai, put $5 credit on, and you get a key for it. Grok, you just gotta go to Grok. You can just probably look up Grok 4, and it's a matter of going in, getting an API key. See if it actually just works straight in here. Getting your Grok 4 API key in here. Come through in here. They're gonna tell you how to get it. I thought it will be in here. Grok 4. Anyway, go to Grok 4 and get the API key, and you can add that in here as well. Alternatively, OpenRouter, the place to go, the one-stop shop. It's got each and every AI agent connected into it. So once you have a connection to OpenRouter, it allows you access to all the other large language modules. So you only have one OpenRouter API key that you can now connect to OpenAI, Grok, DeepSeek, whatever you want. So obviously one AI module that will replace all of this. So when you download this, just select the right one you want. I am not want to use any one of those. So let's just delete these for now for a second. You can always come back and change it if you want. So you're going to be confronted with the Grok one. It's what we want to use. We're going to connect your API key. So it's in here. Add your API key, and you select your Grok model. We're going to use number 4, and that's what we have in here. Possibly we'll see how it goes. Sometimes I don't understand all this, but let's use it. Let's see it. And if we fail, we'll end up going to OpenAI because it always works. So we have our programs. We have one API key. Now we've got to figure out the connection within Go HighLevel, and we do it by doing this. So you go into your HighLevel account. Now in HighLevel, you're going to go to settings. We need two things. So open a notepad for you somewhere. Notepad really cool tool as well, but you can just open Notepad, normal Notepad, come to new Notepad, come in here, and what we need is your location ID. So it's in settings, business settings for the sub account. You don't need agency access for this. So we're going to hit location ID. We're going to hit the copy button in here, and we're going to save it. Okay, so hit this. Make sure you name it what, because there's always going to be different names. Location ID, and we're going to hit that one in there. And then we need to create a custom API token key for this sub account, and it's called a PIT key, a API key, a private integration key. It's a key, another secret number password. So to do this, you're going to come down to the bottom. You're going to hit private integrations. Now, how this work is in a lazy term of things, we're going to create an access code. And with this access code, we'll have permissions to do things. So some of the permissions will be to check up contacts, and some of the permissions might be to create contacts, send emails, do stuff within your opportunities and pipeline. So we create a password, passphrase, API key number, and that also needs to have permissions, and it's called scopes. So those permissions are called scopes. So we're going to go create new integration, and you're going to call it whatever you want. And we can just set it in here. We're going to hit the next button in here, and then because we're going to build on this, it's the best way to go through it is probably to look out and add everyone in there as much as you can. View business, and you're just going to come, I think there's 40 to 50, and select as many as you need to select all of them. If you're going to use all the functionalities, you're going to have to select all of them, because if you miss one out in regards to calendars, you might not be able to update calendars. And later on in the later part of the video, I'm going to show you how to add more functions in here. Because we got the look up a contact, create a contact, and sending out emails. It's the basics in there. I'm just gonna show you how you can add other stuff to it, so you can learn yourself instead of building those MCP servers or connecting to the MCP servers. Just something for yourself, and obviously other tools. So we'll get to all of that. And what you just need to do is go through in here and go ahead and select as many as you can, or all of them. Don't select as many as you can. Select all of them. We're gonna hit continue. And you're going to get this PIT key, and you're going to again copy that, and we're going to paste this in here. Now, never leave these things lying around. If ever you download a blueprint and you see these, please delete them. Don't abuse them, because it's someone else's mistake for leaving them in. So for example in here, I'm going to go in here, and you can either say rotate, or I'm just going to delete this one because I don't need it for this account. Okay, so just delete that one in there. So careful sharing API keys, tokens, and all of those things. So you have this. You have your HighLevel set up. You have a phone system within HighLevel. You have an email system capable of sending emails in HighLevel. You have downloaded N8N, and now all you're going to do is I'm going to give you the blueprint. You're going to go create a new workflow, which will bring out a blank workflow that kind of just looks like this. Okay, once you have that, you're going to say file, you're going to go import, and I'll give you the blueprint. It's gonna look exactly like this. First things first, we'll start from the top. So most N8N workflows works left to right. We have an input that goes into an output. Now, you don't need to know all these technicals. I am gonna first just show you how to make this work for yourself, and then in the second part, gonna go into the technical. So if you want to skip it through, you can just go and import it if you're already technical. So we're just going to select your AI module in the top in here. And what we're going to configure next is the actual high-level integrations within here. So you're going to come in here. So the bottom part of this is named easy for you to carry over. It's called the Go High-Level Tools. And the first thing we're always going to have to do is create a contact, send an email, and find a contact. Now, whatever we do within HighLevel with a person, this person needs a unique contact ID. So I can't just say to HighLevel, send an email to altus@gmail.com. Yes, it can in the back end, but HighLevel actually, because it's a CRM system, without getting too technical, it needs to have Altus saved within its CRM system. Once it's saved within its CRM system, it actually has a unique ID of that person, and that allows them to do contact. So you actually in the back end say, once we've saved someone, send and do stuff with this contact ID number. So you can actually find anyone's contact ID if you just come and do contacts and just see, and just add a quick blank one in here. Just quickly add a contact and I'll show you. Add a Jira for combat. So if you add a contact, you'll see if you go in the top of your browser, and I'll just move this one down just a little bit, the contact ID is actually up here. Okay. So all that just means is I'm not sending emails to Altus or a@gmail.com or AA, or I don't do negotiations with this. I do negotiations, transactions, talking back and forth with that unique contact ID number. And this is what makes HighLevel a little bit complicated in regards to custom automations and workflows, simply because any sort of work we do, we need that contact person. Now, that's why this is probably the most important module in here. So we are going to copy those things, have it handy, and you're just going to double click on this. And all these are is HTTP requests. Okay, so it's very important we say what we use this for. It's going to be define a contact person in here. So you're going to scroll down. You don't need to change any IDs. All you need to do is you're going to put your location ID in here. And there is a token for authentication, your PIT, you're going to put in here. Okay, so there, your PIT, delete that, add that one in there. That's it. That's all you need for all of this one. Okay, that's all you need. Okay, so that's that one module. Second module, we're going to come through in this. The same with all the Go HighLevel ones. Some of them don't have all of it. You're just going to fill in the ones you have. This has got the authentication in here for sending the email. And this all gets done, and we'll go through it in the next parts of what this is. And then creating a contact, we have the same in here where we have your API key and your location ID in here. So that just means it's in here set and ready to go. So that's pretty much it for the N8N setup. Okay, so if you're very technical, you will know how the rest works. And again, we'll go through it very soon, how the explanation about how all these functions and tools work. Now, if you want to connect your retail AI for it, and we'll go talk about this a little bit later, but the retail AI making that outbound call module is in here, and all you're going to have to do is kind of do the same things. You're going to have a retail AI API key that you want to put in here. And if we expand this a little bit in here, you are going to put the AI voice agent that you create in retail AI. It's going to have a unique number. You're going to put that in here. And once you get a phone number to make outbound calls within retail AI, you're going to have a number and you're going to put that one in there. And that's the setup for it. Done, ready to go. Okay, so if you don't want to use this, it's just a matter of deleting that one, and then you'll have access to all these. Okay, so that is it. HighLevel done. N8N done. Now let's go look at this Chrome extension. So we worked a little bit back to front, and now because we have all this back end set up, the front end is just really easy. So what we're gonna do is I'll show you the link. We're gonna download it, and you're going to have a file in a folder, and it's going to look similar to this. And it's going to be called VS Code because I actually built this out within VS Code. So very easily, you have this open in one folder. You are going to come to your Chrome extension. Let's come to a new folder, click that button there. We're going to scroll down, manage extensions, make sure development mode is on. And all we're going to do is drag that puppy over from here, whole folder, drag, copy it over in here, and done and ready. So set up, ready to go. And that is pretty much it. So we'll go in the next stages how to do the rest of the setup of this. Well, actually, when it loads, we can go straight into it. So make sure you're not in this website that's the Chrome extensions. You just need to open any other website. So for example, we can just go back to my main page in here, and I'll just when I reloaded, you'll see it be gone. The old conversation will be gone. Now, what it does, it always first time connects to a webhook, and then you find that webhook in here. Now, if you're technical, you'll know how this works. If you're not technical, wait till the next parts where we build this all out. And double click in here, and you're going to find your webhook key. Now, if we're going to test it out, we're going to have the test one in here, and you're going to copy that. And it just means we got to start the workflow all the time to have it open and ready to go. Else, every other time, if you want to use it permanently, you're going to come through here, you're going to come production, copy the production one, enable it in the top here to have it enabled, and then you'll be set and ready to go to use it all the time. But obviously, we're going to go through the testing of this. So let's move it a little bit down like this. What we're going to do is click this in here, and we'll use a website, for example, here. And we're going to click that, and you're just going to find it, and it says chat bubble extension. All right. Once you're in here, it's going to ask for that webhook URL, and it will save it every time you have it in here. So you're going to launch it, chat bubble launch. Now, if you're going to come to any other website, we'll actually work on Grok's actual website. Let's just go through any Sydney landscaping. So if we're going to do landscaping, we have for example, we can come in here, good business in here. I might want to target them for myself, but obviously if you're going to sell this to clients, they might have a different view and thought about this. So I'm going to come chat bubble in here. It will already be in there, so just hit the launch button. And that is it. That's in here, up and ready to go. So the basic functions will always work because it's built into it in here. And all it is the, obviously just to scan the page button. And this one just finds an Instagram in here for social media. We can scan it for contact details, and it finds Riverstone, and it finds its number in here and the business name in here. And if you want to do some SEO stuff, it scans it in here, and it just tells you it's got a good SEO score, probably a good business. Well, it came up number one. I think it might have been an ad for it. It actually was an ad, right? So that doesn't matter, but it's still got a good score, hashtags, and so on and so forth. So it's got that in there. And we got the basic functions up and running. So we got the module in here, and now it will work for you. Whenever you hit the play button in here, it will go through some stuff. And it's not going to work because I didn't fill it out. But let's just hit this in here, and we're going to say, did I copy the right one? Let's just quickly do a quick test before we go through all of the setups again. And I'm going to say execute in here. And we are going to come back in here, and I'm going to say, just want to refresh the page, make sure I have the right stuff filled in. Chat bubble extension, make sure I have that in there. And say, hi, what tools do you have available? Oops. So what's it going to come through here? See what it actually does. I might get confused with all these. And I haven't tried the Grok in here yet. So it's obviously a bit more of an extended one. It's going to take a little bit longer with the new Grok model, but done through, push through and see what it says. And it kind of just goes through the prompt, which again, we'll get into technicals. Hey, I'm a helpful assistant. Here's the tools I have. Find a contact. I can send emails. I create a new contact and we can call using your assistant. So that's it. All right. So that's really setting it up. Now, again, on the end, I'll show you where to download all of this. But you've got your HighLevel setup with your HighLevel API key, location ID. You have N8N, hopefully $3 a month module. Else go try the trial that they have in here. And then you will have your N8N blueprint that you download, and you will be able to set up the HighLevel parts in here as well. And then you'll be able to download your extension, add your extension in here, and have it into any website in here. And again, this works really well. We can minimize it, drag it through, and we can just use it for whenever you want to, whenever you feel the need. So if I'm going to go to a different website, I might not like this one. So we might just come through, find this one in here. I read through and like, oh yeah, this is a pretty cool website. So, and you can pin it in the top if you want to pin it in the top, or else it will be in the drop down all the time. Oops, that one in there. Launch it. We can scan the page. So scan the page, and then obviously give it instructions. Hey, I've found a name, Humphrey Landscaping. So let's go create a contact with that in there as an example. All right. So that kind of just works. So in the next part, we can go through, and I'll go through setting up all the technicals, explaining what is what, explaining these specific points in here, what it is, explaining a little bit about retail. And then what we will actually do is we'll add the SMS function here. So I can show you how to add just about any one of the HighLevel functions within here. So really, really working back to front in it. Full technical explanation coming, full where you can download all of this at the very end of the video. So at least watch to that. So let's get to do it next part next. So let's get a bit into the technicals of it. I'm not going to go super deep within it, but to program out any sort of Chrome extensions, there's plenty of ways to do it. Now, this one, I use Claude Code, which is a command line type of interface that runs onto your system that you vibe code with. So you can talk to it normally and it will give an output. Now, Chrome extensions usually require 3 to 4 files. And within those Chrome extensions and in your JS code, there's some code injections that you can do within a website when you give it permissions. And part of those code injections is all going to be part of the scaling parts in the top. Now, if you're going to build out your own, you can leave them out if you don't find them functional. For example, I build one like this for a real estate agent where the assistant just scrolls through local listings. When they find a private listing, they just click on the scan button and it will actually scan the page and find the address details in here, and then they can just hit send. That goes to a workflow that puts it into an email to the actual agent to say, hey, I found this listing for you, and it adds it into a database for them, for example. But the scanning functions is all just part of code injection that actually works within the Chrome extension. Now, if it all sounds too complicated, don't worry about it. You can just go download my one if you want to, and then you can feed it to any vibe coding tool. Now, I use Claude Code, and you got to pay for that a little bit because it's really good, because obviously by Anthropics, but you have all of the Google Gemini ones as well. Go look on my channel. I made a couple of really good videos on
fixes the
vibe
memory
coding.
storage problem.
Let me quickly just go in here. There's different vibe coding tools that you can have and install. So Google CLI you can put it on your computer. You can ask it to write a Chrome extension for you. You can install VS Code, which looks like this. It's a IDE kind of version where you install VS Code. Then you add a extension into that called Klein, where you tell it, do something for me, and it will program out the program for you. So you need a front end that we're developing with a Chrome extension. Likewise, if you just go to ChatGPT, you can find custom GPTs that build our Chrome extensions for you, or you can literally just ask it in here to give me a Chrome extension. You'll see. So it's going to be basic, but it will give you the files, and all you're going to have to do is actually create these files. It needs to be in one folder. It needs to be named like this. Create it, save it, and then drag it into your extensions in here, and it will kind of really work. The only problem I'd say with pop-ups like this is obviously it doesn't create the files for you when you use just ChatGPT. You have to manually create the files, and when you do problem solving, it might get a little bit harder for you to chat backwards and forwards because it doesn't do the code analysis as well as when you have an IDE kind of thing like VS Code or Claude Code. So all it is literally just a Chrome extension. It's really easy to program out. They do it, it does it for you by itself. And again, you can use my one, but these little functions and within here, let's close that one. These little functions within here is just literally code injection within the website. So you don't even have to use N8N for these kind of things, as an example. But ultimately, we want a chatbot, a chat backwards and forwards, and that gets done with a webhook. So webhook just means sending data from one platform to another platform. So whatever we type in here, whatever message we type in here, we want to send to our actual N8N automation as some sort of instruction. Now that's called sending data over webhook. Now you remember when I loaded this in, so let's quickly just reload this page. So when we loaded it in, and asked for that webhook initially when you have it in here, and it will always save it for you in here, but this is the web address. I'll show you where we find it soon, but that's called the webhook URL that we send a payload, and a payload is just another word for sending text data. Now, jump back to N8N. I actually I came through and I resetted this workflow. This is what it should look like. N8N works receiving data from left through to right. So we getting data via the webhook, then we sending it to get edited, and then we're getting data back. That's literally how it works. Now, what the webhook normally looks like, so we'll remove this one, and we'll remove this one, and in fact, we'll give an error when we do this. So we'll just go through a quick step-by-step example. And we'll just go in here and we'll just say, hi, what tools do you have available? And I'll show you what it does in here. Obviously, it gets some data, and we'll look at the data soon. Connects to our AI agent. Obviously, our AI agent wants to talk to our large language module, and then it's going to do some editing, thinking, and send it back to us in a format that dislikes. Okay, so let's have a look through the workflow, and I'll go through the workflow step by step, explain it, and we'll go specifically through this. This is what we want to get to, the go high level, the good stuff of it, and the voice calling system. So a bit more slower through this. So webhook is literally just the data we receive. We can double click on this and I should have it all zoomed in. Now the headers it's sending back from us, don't worry too much about it, but we're just going to scroll through down, and the actual payload for this is a unique call session. That's the first thing, because we want to build up the memory for it, and this is the message that we get. Okay, so we actually get message in a format that we can use. Now, all it will do then is we're going to pass this to our AI agent module, do some editing, and send it through. Now, when we just add our AI agent, a blank AI agent will look like this. Where did it add it? Yeah, it added it in between. Delete that one. Quickly zoom in here. So just quick basics of AI agents. Obviously, it has an input in here, it has an output in here, and then it's a matter of adding a large language module to it. And when I give you an original one, you can see there's a lot of large language modules within here, and N8N actually brought this cool function in. That's past what we need to do. But we can just scroll through here. So you have all the big ones: Anthropics, DeepSeek, different modules, the Grok module that I'm using right now, and then OpenRouter as well. So you get a large language module to connect to it, and then we get a memory to connect to it. And memory, you can store it into any sort of database if you want to. We just use simple memory for it, and that's pretty much these two items here sorted. So the way it remembers it is, remember I said in here we are using a unique number, so it's your session ID, so it just stores it within the N8N for up to five chats at a time, just so we know what we're talking about, and it has a bit of memory, so it's important. Memory important, large language module important, hooking those up, and then we just need some sort of prompt just to explain to it what its functionality is. And I'll go over here, obviously get the prompt when you get use my one, else you can just pause this and go through it. But all I'm saying is you need to actually take the MCP part out of it. But pretty much you're a helpful assistant. You have a bunch of tools available. Use those tools. So the first things first is always when we give you any name and details, have a look through the find contact details. Now remember, a little bit back, every contact has a unique number within HighLevel. So we're actually not talking to, remember, we're not talking to an email address. We're not sending details to an email address. We're sending details to a contact ID as such. Okay, so I'll just quickly go through all this real slowly. But all it says is, number one, we always need to find the contact ID. Number two, we have an email sending tool. The email sending tool just means that we can send some data to the email module of Go HighLevel. Okay, so obviously we need to send a subject, F sold, and we need to send a body of the email. And all it says is, please go find a contact ID from the top. Once we have the contact ID, we can then use that contact ID to do a email request. When we do the email request, please send through the actual subject and then add the body in there. The body can be HTML if you want to. So just some details in here. And then the create contact tool. So these are all just the tools down here. If you're getting too confused in this, so the create contact, the send contact, and the find contact. So you as an AI agent can do all of those things in here. So just a long prompt to tell the system what to do. And then we have the making a phone call option in here as well. So how the phone call option works. So I'm just going through the tools. I'm telling it how to use the specific tools. And all I'm saying is we're going to want to do two things. We want to send a message with what do we want to say and pass on to the phone agent, and we obviously need to send through the number. And then I just talk a little bit that it's important for us to send through area codes or country codes. So the numbers, if it's usually like this, it needs to confirm that we're sending it to actual phone numbers looking like this with area codes and country codes for it. Okay, so I hope those all make sense. So this is just a workflow on how to trigger all these out through your AI agent. Okay, so these are what comes in. This is the brains of it. And these are the tools that we're going to use within our AI agent. And then we're going to spit out something in the end. Now, if you want to add more, because that's what the video is about, if you want to add more Go HighLevel tools for yourself, have more functionality in literally anything on HighLevel that you have, whether it's calendars, whether it's opportunities and pipelines, adding details to contacts, moving them along, anything you can do just about within here in your Go HighLevel sub account, you can ask your AI agent to do. You just need to prompt it correctly and have the right details in there. So we'll go through that part a little bit, where we go through the importance of these tools and adding a new tool for it. So if you actually just come over and we hit on Google in here, and we're going to look up Go go HighLevel API documentation. So what we'll do is we'll set up an SMS function for ourselves. So what I should do is we'll come back through here and I'm going to open up my original one that's not meant for YouTube. So what I'll do is I just quickly came to the original one because obviously we've messed this one up a little bit by playing around with it. But I have the original one in here connected to this sub account within here that we added a couple of my details in, so we have the option to see what we can actually do with it, and we're going to set up an SMS type functioning tool in it. Now all you have to do is, come to Google. You're just going to go look up go HighLevel API documentation, and we're going to go through on setting up a SMS function. So you can click through in here, and all the functions and options is going to be within here for you to look up. Now remember, we set those scopes up initially when we created that private integration or private an API key initially within HighLevel in our account, and this is how you connected those permissions. So all you have to do is come up in the front, and now this is where the MCP tool works really well. All of this is already set up. If you're going to use someone else's MCP server that you have to run yourself, it has, I think there's one with almost 100 endpoints connected to this. So all these functions are built into it for you. But if you don't want all those 100 things, then this is kind of how you add it manually. And this is how you can also add it manually if you want to build your own MCP server, no code required with an N8N, but it goes out the scope of it. So all we're going to want to do is send a message, right? So we're going to look at send message. Let's click for in here. It's got the little autocorrect stuff in here. So send a new message. That's what we want to do, okay? So we want to send through a message to our HighLevel agent. And this is what you'll be presented. And this is going to be the same if you want to add tags, add a tag. Oops. Add a tag. So if you want to start adding tags to contacts, it's going to show you things in here. If you want to update a contact, create contacts, it's all in here. It's all on the left hand side. So literally anything you can do with HighLevel, it's in here. But for this, we're just going to go through send message. What is the message about? Send a new message. Now, how do we get this into N8N? Very easy. So this is all HTTP webhook requests as well. We just need to figure out what in here needs to come into HighLevel. So if we come through in here, we're just going to go create a new tool, and there's going to be a HTTP request. Now just click through here. None of this is going to make sense at the moment. I'll just add it through up in here just so we can see it a little bit better. Or maybe up here. So we need to translate all of these things so it looks like, and I'll move this a little bit sideways, so it looks like this. Okay, how do we do it? It's simple, it's easy. It has this option in here to copy the curl request. Curl request was just a way of making HTTP requests back in the Linux day command lines. You don't have to worry about it. All we have to do is just fill out things in here, and you can actually test it within a live server or your mock server. And it's just a matter of filling out things within here, copying, pasting it over. It's really easy. Sounds intimidating. Don't worry about it. Watch this a couple of times. It will make sense. But remember, we had our HTTP token in here. So our PIT token is going to be, not just write PIT 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for example. You don't have to fill out any of these. And then you just go through these and connect it with the items within here. So, so the type is going to be SMS. Our contact ID we will get, and I'll show you this. But we'll just leave it out. So for a second, now it doesn't need any of the rest of the things in here. So let me just zoom in the page a little bit. It's just a matter of coming through, looking at these in here, and then selecting them over in here. The things that's required is required in here. So it's always going to have to require the type, the contact ID, and then what we're going to say. Okay, so the type is going to be message, the contact ID is what we need to require, and then we can pretty much delete everything up to, just go through in here. We'll just go through the fields. The only other thing we're going to need to, and you don't need to have the two numbers in here because we have our contact ID in here. It's not going to be an email. We're not going to time it out. We're not going to use formats. The only other thing we want in here is the message in here. So we can literally come through and delete all of these in here until we find that I go past message. Oops. So message in here, delete that. Delete that. Now, something very important to remember is this is JSON format. JSON format means the formatting is important in regards to spacing and new lines. So something might look like a new line in here for you. However, it might not be a new line, it might be a spacing. So it's all right, we'll check this up soon. There's an easy way to make sure we check out JSON format as well. So we're going to send an SMS. We're going to send an SMS to a contact ID. Remember how I said, again, with communicating with HighLevel with contact IDs, this is the message that we want to send. SMS messages doesn't have a subject, and we don't need any of these. Okay, so because your contact ID already has a number within, that's what we're going to use. So we'll pop back over here, up in here, and that should be it. Now I'll show you, there's an intentional mistake in here, and I'll show you how we'll test this. Now, when we make sure you select mock server in here, and you can send a request, and you'll see bad request in here. Now, in general, this shouldn't work because we have this in wrong in here. But a good thing to do is just copy this, and this is the mistake in here. And we can just go in here, and I'm going to say, fix my JSON code. Add that in there. And you're very close, and you can see I missed there's a little miss part in here. Okay, so I can copy this, and we can come back in here, and it's just a way of coding and through it. And there you go. Right, message send. So it's a mock server. It shows that you filled out the right details in here, and it'll send things through. So if I mess this up, you'll see bad request. Okay, so that way you know that you have filled out everything. Okay. Oops. Come on. I want to delete that. Copy that back in. So once we have all of this, how are we going to get all of this over? And I said it's really easy. We have this function in here, your copy kill request. So I'm just going to go through, I'm going to copy that one. And then I'm just going to come through in here, and we are going to say import from kill. We're going to paste that in there, and we're going to say import. In there, and it's done all of it for us. So it's got a post request, it's a URL, it's got all those in here for you. You can go through it if you want to, but all this need to be edited is going to be, again, to put in your token in here, and then put through your contact ID in here. In fact, contact ID we will show later. So how are we going to tell the AI to use this, and how are we going to tell the AI to fill in these things by ourselves? So we're going to scroll down. So you have this, you're going to add your version in here. The contact code is going to be JSON. So the variables that we're going to use and the values is always going to be different. Okay, so if I have a different contact within my HighLevel, it's going to be different. So what we need to do is we need to tell the AI to always change this. So I'm just going to delete this, and you can just hit this little magic button in here. Let the module find this parameters. You click that, and now we're just going to say, what is this? And we're just going to say the description. This is the contact ID that you find using the find contact tools. Find contact tools. So it just means that we're telling our large language module to find a contact ID from the find contact tools with our previous tool. Now, likewise, the message, we're going to just have that little one in there, and we're going to say, this is the SMS message tool that, or this is the SMS message that the user wants to send. Sweet, easy like that, okay? So have those in there, have that in there, and we're just gonna give this a name. Use this tool to send a SMS text message. Make sure you use the find contact tool to find the contact ID. And we're going to rename this one as the send SMS tool. So we have that in ready. And we'll add this one in here to make it look a little bit prettier. Let me just do this in a little bit like this. Add it through in here. And what we need to do, we need to tell our AI agent that you can use SMS tools. So if I have to scroll down, come through here, scroll down to the bottom, I was going to hit the enter button. Hopefully you can see all that. And I'm just going to say # send a SMS. Use the send SMS tool to send a message to the user. You will need the contact ID. Use the find contact tool for this. Then you will need a message to send. That should be enough for it. Let's see how smart Grok is. So I hit this, I'm going to hit save in here. I'm just going to pause and I just need to put my own key in here and we'll see if it actually works. Alright, I've just filled in my own little tool in here. Now we are going to get the webhook. Remember, we have the old webhook in here. I'm going to hit the test in here. We are going to come through, scroll this one over to the side. We need to reload this function and then reload our chat module. So chat bubble. I'm going to paste that one in there, launch the chat. And I was going to say, do you have a contact for, do you have a contact for him? So we can just look in here. It's going to see if, Grok is up to standard. It's going to come to the top. It's going to think some things. It finds the contact ID, it passes it back, and then sends it back to us. And hopefully we have, yes, I have a contact for Altus. Now, because we have the simple memory function here, if we say this again, we can just ask, what's his phone number? What is his phone number? And it should just get it straight here from us. No, it went and then found it again. That's all right. Sweet, that's his phone number. And now it's going to say, send him a SMS message saying, this is a cool automation. So I'll hold this open, make sure, see, nothing in here. This is running, and we're going to hit the send button. And we'll come back. And hopefully, there we go. So it uses the SMS tool in here. And we'll see if it goes out without the SMS saying this message has been successfully sent. Have a look through in here. Refresh this page. Let it load. Oh, and when we reload, it comes through in here. Okay, sweet. So it's in here. SMS message sent. In fact, it just sent in through here. So So that's how we send messages. So that's the idea of adding extra modules within our HighLevel. Okay, so within this extra tool, you can add the different modules and just hit the save in here, and that's for anything HighLevel related. So you can just come through, go through the API documentation, create those curl requests, and import them as an actual function within here. Now, likewise, if we want to make any other tool or function in here, it's got it all built in here. So if you want to add anything from Google Sheets in here, you want to add some sheets, you want to add your Google Calendar. I mean, there's thousands of tools to actually just go in here and add within the other tool frameworks. And here, obviously, it's got to set them up, make sure they work, and then just go through the actual prompt to prompt them out. Now, the only other thing I want to show you is the retail AI module in here. So it's about making a phone call and passing through parameters. And I'm not going to go through how entirely to set up retail AI, but you just got to come to retail AI's website and obviously just log in. Once you log into your retail AI, you need to create your own API key for retail AI, and then there's just a bit prompt in here that pretty much says you're going to receive some information as a webhook. The information is going to be in the type of relaying a message, and we're just going to take that message and obviously we send it through via this webhook in here, this tool in here. We're sending that message to our retail agent, so taking from one agent to another agent, and all we do is we're saying that, hey, you received this message, call the number that we requested and pretend to be an AI receptionist and pass over the message. For this is specifically a booking option. If they want to book, we'll go through the booking sequence, it's set up. If they just want to do a call transfer, they can transfer it out for you. So it can be like a virtual receptionist. If you're scrolling through a website, want to take some action, you can get your AI visual receptionist to call the person, ask them if they're ready for a call. If they are ready to talk to you then and then, you can get the transfer in right their way, else they can book it in for you. And at least that gets handled while you do other ones, find more leads, as an example. So a really big module, a really big extra tool to use. And if you learn how to set this up, it's obviously, I'll show you the communities and where to download all of these, but this is how that works. It's just another tool, another HTTP request that we send through API documentation and custom variables. So hope those all kind of made sense. So that's pretty much the summary of it. So I've shown you how the agent work. I'll show you how to download and import it for yourself. I'll show you how to add extra HighLevel tools within here. Show you how to add the extra tools within it as well. Kind of went through a bit of explanation how to set it up and how the modules work. If you want to build out your own and going to start fixing things with it. As for the Chrome extensions, really well, you can build it out with anything you want, really. So yeah, so how do we get all of these cool things? And you can download it all. You can download the one-time blueprint that I'll send to you. It's going to be blank. You just got to fill those in and download this actual Chrome extension. You just copy and paste over, and you can get all of it totally for free. And this is where you get it. Obviously, the first page is going to be the paid community. You don't have to do it for paid. Don't worry. The next part is going to be for you. But remember, when you come to the paid community, I kind of showed the website in here. You get a bunch of cool free stuff when you join up. But within the actual paid community, there's all the training in here from HighLevel to VAPI to retail AI that I just showed you, including a bunch of N8N automations and vibe coding tools. So real cool stuff within here. But also, if you just want the free ones that I just showed you, you're just going to come through and you're going to sign up in school. School is free. You're going to look up the AI agency free resources, and it will be under the classroom in here. And it's actually just a bunch of cool free stuff within the classroom, from SMS marketing or to, lots of cool free stuff in here for you as well. But I'll add this in the bottom really, really soon for you to start using. There's already one on a Chrome extension. I'll add this one in here because this is specific for HighLevel and what I make and what I think is so important. So hope you liked this video. please, at the very least, like, follow, and subscribe so you can get a lot more of these kind of things. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.